The drone wasn't supposed to find anything. It lifted off at exactly 6:14 a.m., its rotors slicing through the frozen Antarctic air with mechanical indifference. Below it, the world stretched into an endless desert of white. No trees, no buildings, no movement. Just ice, wind, and silence older than civilization itself. The operators watched from inside a steel research container, their breath fogging the glass as they monitored the live feed. This was routine, just another scan, another empty survey over terrain that had remained untouched for millions of years. At least that's what everyone believed. The drone moved steadily forward, its sensors mapping every ridge and depression beneath the ice. Its purpose was simple: detect anomalies. Most anomalies turned out to be nothing more than cracks, rocks, or shifts in ice density. But then, the drone hesitated. Not because it chose to, because it was programmed to. A small notification appeared on the operator's screen. At first, no one reacted. False positives happened all the time. But then the signal strengthened. It wasn't random. It wasn't interference. It was structured, intentional. Someone leaned closer to the monitor. What is that? The drone adjusted its altitude automatically, descending lower. The camera feed sharpened. The white surface revealed subtle patterns beneath, shapes too straight to be natural. Lines, perfect lines. The operator stared in silence. Nature didn't make straight lines like that. The drone hovered, its scanners penetrating deeper through layers of ice. The signal grew clearer, resolving into something impossible. Geometry. Not random, not fractured, designed. Buried nearly 2 kilometers beneath solid Antarctic ice was something artificial, something that wasn't supposed to exist. The discovery should have been impossible. Antarctica had been frozen for millions of years, long before humans had even existed. Whatever lay beneath that ice had been sealed away long before the first cities, before the first tools, before recorded history itself. And yet the drone's sensors were unmistakable. The operators checked the readings again and again, hoping it was an error. But the signal didn't disappear. It grew stronger. Someone called the project supervisor. Then another call was made. Within an hour, people far removed from that frozen container were watching the same live feed. No one spoke openly about what they were thinking, because the implications were too large. The drone continued its scan, expanding its search radius. The geometry beneath the ice wasn't small. It extended outward, forming patterns too large to comprehend all at once. This wasn't debris. This wasn't a single object. This was a structure. Massive, precise, silent, waiting. The drone circled above it, capturing every detail it could. Its cameras saw nothing on the surface. No entrance, no markings. Just endless ice. But beneath, hidden in darkness, was something that had no right to be there. Something older than human memory. Something that might have witnessed the entire history of our species from below. And then, something even stranger happened. The drone detected energy. Not residual, not ancient, active. The operators froze. Active meant power. Active meant function. Active meant that whatever lay beneath the ice wasn't just a dead relic. It was still alive. The drone's instruments struggled to interpret the signal. It pulsed in steady intervals like a heartbeat. Slow, deliberate, watching. No one had ever seen anything like it. The drone hovered silently above, unaware that its discovery had already changed everything. Because in that moment, history was no longer certain. Every assumption about humanity's past suddenly had cracks. Who built it? When? And more importantly, why was it still active? Within days, the discovery was classified. The public never heard about the signal. The drone's footage was locked away behind layers of clearance and secrecy. Officially, the mission had found nothing. But the drone knew the truth. It had seen it, and it wasn't finished. The drone was sent back. This time, its mission parameters had changed. It wasn't just mapping, it was probing, searching for answers. The operators guided it carefully, lowering specialized sensors toward the ice. They weren't trying to reach the structure physically. That would take years. They were trying to listen. And the structure responded. The signal shifted. It grew stronger, more focused, as if aware of being observed. One of the technicians leaned back slowly, a quiet dread settling in his chest. It's reacting. No one argued. The drone transmitted everything in real time. Every fluctuation, every pulse. The signal wasn't random. It was communication. Not in any language they understood. Not words, not symbols, but patterns. Intentional patterns. Something beneath the ice was sending a message, and the drone was the first thing in millions of years to hear it. For the first time in recorded history, humanity wasn't the observer. Humanity was being observed. The implications spread quietly among those who knew. Some believed it was the remains of a forgotten civilization, older than any known culture. Others whispered theories they didn't dare say aloud. Because if something intelligent had existed before humanity, what had happened to it? And why had it left something behind that still functioned? The drone continued its silent vigil, hovering above the frozen surface. It didn't know fear. It didn't know curiosity. It simply obeyed its programming. But through its cameras, humanity was staring into a mystery that threatened to rewrite everything. Weeks passed. The signal never stopped. It remained constant, patient, waiting, and then, one day without warning, it changed. The pulse accelerated. The operators noticed immediately. The intervals shortened, becoming more urgent, more deliberate, more alive. The drone's instruments recorded everything. The structure was no longer passive. It was responding. To the drone, to humanity, to being found. No one knew what it meant. No one knew what would happen next. But one thing was certain. The drone had uncovered something that had been hidden longer than human civilization itself. Something that had survived ice ages, extinctions, the rise and fall of species. Something that had waited in silence for millions of years. Until now. Until a small machine, built by human hands, had flown over an empty white desert and listened closely enough to hear it. And in doing so, the drone hadn't just discovered the past. It may have awakened it,